Kwa sababu sisi kile tunaona hakitufurahishi, kwamba ukiwa na chochote ambacho unataka kusema juu ya BBI lazima wewe uwe utafute Raila Odinga ama Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Kwa hivyo swali tunauliza, na je, wale wa Kenya ambao hawawezi kuwafikia viongozi hawa watapeleka maelekezo yao wapi? Ni muhimu nchi iweze kuelekezwa kwamba kutoka tangu tuwe na ule mjadala ambao ulishughulikiwa Bomas, sasa nini kinafuatia baadaye. Hiyo ni muhimu sababu katiba ni ya kila Mkenya, na hivi ndivyo tunakubaliana kama wananchi wa nchi hii ya Kenya kwamba tungependa kuishi chini ya katiba hii. Lakini haitakuwa vyema ikiendeshwa vile inaendeshwa, kwamba ukiwa wewe unajulikana ni wa mrengo fulani kisiasa, maoni yako hayapewi maanani ama hayachukuliwi kwa msingi ule ambao unafaa, na hiyo sio vyema kwa nchi hii yetu ya Kenya. Asante.
Alikuwa amesema hawezi fungua, na sasa tumeona imefunguliwa na watu wanapeana maono yao yale hayakuweza kuchukuliwa wakati ule, na wakati tulikuwa Bomas huko ilionyesha mambo mengi yalikuwa yameachwa nje, na najua community nyingi walikuwa sasa watu wanalalamika, na wakati huu itakuwa ni mzuri sana. Hakuna wananchi wangefurahia pesa kutumika kwenda kwa referendum. Sisi hatujakataa, tunataka mambo kama hii ya ukulima ichukuliwe maanani. Ikichukuliwa, kuna wale makabila wanalima kahawa, majani chai, mchele, parethram na pia viazi tamu, cotton. Kwa hivyo tunataka iangaliwe kama vile nafasi ilipeanwa kwa watu wa pastoralist, wakapeana maono yao, kuwa hii maneno ikiwa namna hiyo Wakenya watafurahia na wataunga BBI. Kama sisi community ya Wakuria tunasema kwamba sisi ni wakulima pia, tunalima viazi tamu, tunalima mahindi, bei ikiangaliwa na tumbako tutakuwa tunafurahia. Sisi kama jamii ya Wakuria, sisi tulipatiwa nafasi kwa BBI, tukapresent memorandum yetu ambayo pointi ya kwanza na ile kubwa na ya maana kwa Wakuria kwamba tunataka county ya Wakuria wenyewe, kwa sababu pale Migori county sisi tunanyanyasika. Ukiangalia kama sasa hivi governor ni Mjaluo, senator ni Mjaluo, women rep ni Mjaluo, speaker ni Mjaluo, county secretary wa county ya Migori ni Mjaluo. Ukiangalia nafasi zote sisi kama Wakuria hakuna chenye tuna faida hapo. Kwa hivyo tunanyanyasika na mambo mengi, na sisi ili tuweze kufanya hata ukulima vizuri na tuangaliwe na miradi zetu, tunaomba nafasi peanwe, tusikizwe. Na hata tunataka kusema kuwa rais alikuja Kuria akaahidi Wakuria kwamba nafasi ikipatikana kurekebisha katiba, yeye atachangia, atakuwa mstari wa mbele.
As you know, Nairobi is currently practicing what you call urban farming. Our biggest concern as Nairobi might not be the issues that are raised by GMR, but issues generally to do with the BBI report as presented at the moment. I'd like to challenge you, members of the press, to go back to the records. And if your records will serve you right, you will realize that never once, not in any BBI meeting, not in any BBI opinion collection meeting, did the people, the residents and the voters of Nairobi declare that they do not want to have a county of Nairobi. Never once have the people of Nairobi spoken and said that they do not want to benefit and get the benefits that accrue from the devolution. So it comes as a surprise when we see that BBI is not very clear as to how Nairobi is going to transition into a new formation that has not even been defined. Because as you realize now, Nairobi is in a transition mode in terms of its governance, in terms of its demarcation, and in terms of its representation, to a point where the residents of Nairobi would like for us to be given this opportunity to say that we as the people of Nairobi are very keen, just like every other region in this country, to get the benefits and the fruits that accrue from devolution. Thank you very much.
This has been our clarion call. As various groups continue to present their lists of additional proposals to be catered for in the constitutional amendment process, we wish to present the following for consideration as well. We propose the establishment of a guaranteed minimum return fund. The fund should constitute 5% of the nationally raised revenue singly dedicated to agricultural business stabilization. Each crop should independently be guaranteed of their share in the fund depending on its market share. This fund shall be used to stabilize each of the listed crops and farm produce whenever the market return a lower than average expected price of the commodity. The crops and the produce to be covered under this fund shall be as follows: tea, coffee, milk, miraa, green grams or dengu, sugarcane, rice, cotton, macadamia, fruits, maize, beans, pyrethrum, potatoes including sweet potatoes, coconuts, and any other farm produce. The fund should as well be used to cater for a national fertilizer subsidy program for our farmers to fund agricultural research and extension services. We need to motivate our farmers by assuring them of an annual guaranteed minimum return on all their produce. Finally, we urge His Excellency the President to make public the implementation framework of this BBI process. A constitutional amendment is a sacred national duty that should be divorced from the whims and partisan politics. All stakeholders' response to the BBI report must be listened to and sufficiently addressed.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, GMR Lobby Group, this is our statement. This is a lobby group of MPs who have been clear from the onset of the BBI process on the need to focus on people-centric issues as opposed to the elitist obsessions of power and positions. We are gathered here this morning to restate our resolve. The lobby group is composed of members of parliament representing the farmers of various crops and farm produce. We greatly welcome the new direction of discourse the BBI process has taken. Consensus building on the various issues has been our clarion call. As various groups continue to present their lists of additional proposals to be catered for in the constitutional amendment process, we wish to present the following for consideration as well. We propose the establishment of a guaranteed minimum return fund. The fund should constitute 5% of the nationally raised revenue simply dedicated to agricultural business stabilization. Each crop should independently be guaranteed of their share in the fund depending on its market.
Secretariat in every county. We are saying this because judges have an interest in bringing their amendments. The women in the market, they also have some issues that needs to be addressed. So we actually call upon the organizers so that we have a secretariat in every county. Those will be responsible in receiving the amendments.
As GMR Lobby Group, we also want to raise concerns in the cavalier manner in which proposals to this BBI report are being handled. We want to ask the President to provide a clear avenue where citizens, institutions, various societies that have concerns on this BBI process can raise them. A formal avenue where you can sit down, present your reaction, and be assured of either a yes, a no, a wait, whatever form of reaction that you can get. What is of concern to us is the fact that now we are treating a very serious and sacred process, such as the amendment of our constitution, to the political whims of the day, where we are being told that if you have concerns, you only have to look for a 30-minute meeting with either President Uhuru or Raila Odinga. What about the rest of the Kenyans who don't have access to these two leaders? What is the avenue that is available to them to share their concerns with this particular BBI process? So if indeed it is true, as we are so often reminded that this BBI process has nothing to do with 2022 politics, then let the actions of the principals be clear about this. You remember there was a meeting in Naivasha. Most of us, actually virtually all of us that are here, were not invited. There are various